Every pitch is a decision. That is the beauty and the burden of the pitcher. Think there's downtime in baseball? Tell it to the man on the mound, all alone on that dirt bullseye. The catcher thinks along with him, back behind the plate, but the pitcher rules the game. Nothing happens until he answers these questions. Which pitch should I throw? Where should I throw it? And why? It is an awesome responsibility. It's about being in control. Who's in control of the game, says Jamie Moyer, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, whose competitive fire kept him pitching until the year he turned 50. I don't want to sound brash or rude, but if they came to me at 3 o'clock and said, okay, tonight we're starting at 7:06, I'd say, we'll start it when I'm ready to throw the first pitch. With each pitch thereafter, the calibration changes, sometimes slightly, like the position of the sun, and sometimes seismically, like an earthquake. But it always comes down to the pitcher's internal computer, and his default setting is the four-seam fastball, thrown with the index and middle fingers separated slightly across the widest gap between the seams. As the backspinning ball hurtles through the air, four seams cycle through each revolution. It is the easiest pitch to steer and gives the hitter the least time to react. Every pitcher, no matter what else he throws, understands this rule. The best pitch in baseball is a well-located fastball. For sure it is, because if you can't do that, then you can't use your other stuff, because you use that other stuff based on your fastballs, Madison Bumgarner says. I don't throw a two-seamer. I feel like my curveball and slider cutter, whatever you want to call it, are pretty close. Some days one's better than the other, but the fastball's always got to be number one. That is where Bumgarner turned in Game 7 of the 2014 World Series, when faced with a decision few others had ever confronted. Just 6 pitchers before and one since, the Cubs' Mike Montgomery in 2016, had been in position for a golden pitch, a term used by the Society for American Baseball Research for a pitch that could win or lose the championship for either team. By definition, this spot arises only in Game 7 of the World Series in the bottom of the 9th inning or later, with the visitors leading and at least one runner on base. Those precious pitches, loaded with cork, yarn, and possibility, can make the ballpark go silent or crazy. For Bumgarner, the steely left-handed ace of the San Francisco Giants, there was no doubting his weapon of choice. There never is. His mindset, and a deceptive delivery that offers hitters no basis for comparison, gives Bumgarner an extraordinary edge. The thing that's different about him compared to a lot of guys is there's conviction behind every fastball he throws, says A.J. Ellis, who faced Bumgarner more than any other pitcher across his first 10 years in the majors. It might not go to the area he wants it to go all the time, but it comes with aggression and it comes with conviction. Bumgarner entered Game 7 in Kansas City in the 5th inning with a 3-2 lead. He had shut out the Royals in Game 5 and also beaten them in the opener, when he worked 7 innings in a blowout and gave up just a solo home run. Here, Bumgarner retired 14 in a row after a leadoff single. Then the earth shook. With 2 outs in the 9th, Alex Gordon looped a sinking liner to center field. It fell for a single, skipped past one outfielder, and squirted away from another. Gordon huffed his way around second, but left fielder Juan Perez, a former high school pitcher, fired a strong one-hop throw to shortstop Brandon Crawford. The third base coach, Mike Jerschel, wisely held Gordon at third, 90 feet from tying Game 7. The next hitter could win it with one swing. It was Salvador Perez. It had to be. Bumgarner had pitched shutout ball in the 2010 World Series against the Texas Rangers, and again 2 years later against the Detroit Tigers. In his 3 games against the Royals, he had allowed only that solo homer to Perez. If he struck again, Perez would ruin everything.